So this is what it looks like to have bad nonverbal communication. This is how attractive you come across if your nonverbal communication isn't on point, you know? The single most important factor that determines whether your personality is attractive or unattractive isn't what you say. It isn't how witty you are or how interesting your stories are. It's your non-verbal communication. And that's important because most men who try to learn how to become more attractive to women or how to become more charismatic or whatever, they tend to focus on the logical layer, the surface layer. But where all the value is beneath the surface. There are three main components that make up your nonverbal communication. The first is your eye contact, the way you look at someone in the eyes. The second is your body language. How do you hold yourself? Do you look confident and comfortable and dominant, or do you look meek and submissive? And then the third is your vocal tonality. Do you speak like you're a little bitch who's about to take orders, or do you speak, again, with confidence and certainty? The difference between attractive and unattractive nonverbal communication is the difference between people thinking you're annoying and wanting to get rid of you and being magnetic to the point that people become addicted to your personality. So let's look at each component of nonverbal communication separately. Eye contact. Eye contact has a couple different factors involved. First is how long do you hold eye contact? If you can't hold eye contact for more than a couple seconds, you immediately look nervous and submissive. Conversely, if you can hold strong eye contact, that makes you seem confident. But there's another layer to it. It's not just about how long you hold eye contact, it's about the look that you project in your eyes. What a lot of men do is their eye contact becomes very wide-eyed, which makes them look kind of threatened and uncomfortable. And if you want to make your eye contact instantly more attractive, just close in your eyelids a little bit. This is something known as the squinch. So make your bottom eyelid more closed in, your top eyelid slightly more closed in. You can actually practice this in the mirror and you'll see instantly you look more attractive. Then there is a third aspect of eye contact, which is what is the emotion that you're projecting? Whatever emotion you're feeling gets projected in your eye contact. So let's say you're sitting across from a girl. If the emotion you're projecting is, I hope she doesn't reject me, that's going to be extremely unattractive. But if the emotion you're projecting is, I'm going to fuck you, well, that's completely different, and that can have a lot of power. The second aspect of nonverbal communication is your body language. There are three common body language mistakes that men make. The first is just slouching, just not standing up straight. This is the easiest to fix, but it requires you to pay attention. Standing up straight makes you a lot more attractive. The second one is having your shoulders raised. If your shoulders are raised, it makes you look nervous and uncomfortable. If your shoulders are back and down, it makes you radiate confidence. The third one is laptop neck, and this is the one I personally struggle with the most. Laptop neck is the habit that we build by being on our smartphones and laptops of hunching our neck down as opposed to having it straight and forward. Towards the end of this video, I will give you exercising for fixing each of these body language mistakes, but for now, let's look at vocal tonality. The biggest difference between attractive and unattractive vocal tonality is whether you sound submissive or dominant. When you speak with a dominant vocal tonality, your voice goes down towards the end of a sentence. When you're speaking with a submissive vocal tonality, your voice goes up at the end of a sentence. And generally, when you're submissive, you speak more from your throat, and when you're dominant, you speak more from your diaphragm. There are other aspects that make a voice attractive or unattractive. One is your ability to hold pauses and to pace what you're saying in a way that makes it interesting. Kind of think of it like, do I sound like noise or do I sound like music? Do I sound like a random cacophony of sounds, or is there a rhythm and a melody to the way I'm speaking? And lastly, a lot of men rush their speaking when they're nervous. They speak a little bit too fast, like they don't feel they deserve to be heard. They don't feel like they're interesting enough to speak at a normal pace, so they have to rush. It's a way of being submissive. I hear a lot of people say things like, All that matters is your looks, bro, or all that matters is your money, bro. If you're good looking, then women are gonna find you attractive. If you're bad looking, they're gonna hate you. Well, I'm going to show you in-field examples of myself approaching women with intentionally bad nonverbal communication. And you're going to see that I get rejected again and again and again. So in these clips, I intentionally do all the things I talk about in this video as wrong as possible. Hi, can I say something? Just 2 seconds. I'd say I thought you were really cute.
Thank you.
And I had to say hi. How's it going?
I'm good.
Are you going to class?
Yeah, I actually have class right now.
Okay, well, no time to get to know each other, but maybe get coffee sometime?
Oh, boyfriend. I'm
Oh, no. That's too bad. Well, it's just a compliment then.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Can I say something really quick?
Sure.
I just want to say you're really cute.
Oh, thank you.
What are you doing right now?
I'm going to class.
Oh, that sounds fun. Would you like to get coffee sometime?
I have a boyfriend.
Oh, okay. Have a good one. Can I say something really quick? I just want to say I think you're really cute.
Thank you.
How are you doing? Are you on FaceTime?
No,
Oh,
I'm
you're
actually
snapping the top half of your face?
I'm like in a really big rush right now. I'm sorry. But
okay.
thank you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you. It's no coincidence that when my nonverbal communication is unattractive, women reject me left and right. Almost every single woman I approach will reject me. But when I approach girls with better nonverbal communication, the vast majority of women will respond positively to my approach, and at the very least, they'll give me their number. Here's an example of me approaching a girl with good nonverbal communication. Hi. Oh, sorry to interrupt. I just thought you were really cute.
Oh, thank you.
And I want to say hi.
Hi.
Hi, Avery.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Natalia.
Natalia, heading to class?
Yeah.
What class?
MATLAB.
MATLAB? Ooh, sounds fun.
Awful. That's why I'm tired today. I'm sorry.
I agree. Is it soon?
Yeah.
Is it soon?
Soon.
Okay, well, I don't want to get in the way of your important journey.
Okay, I'm a water and cranberry juice girl.
You want to get water and cranberry juice? I can adjust.
I don't look like it, but I'm pretty innocent.
Yeah, okay. You think you don't look innocent, which is interesting to me. You think you look non-innocent.
I don't know.
Interesting. Well, I guess
All
we'll
right,
find out.
Just shoot me a text.
Yeah. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks
Bye.
for coming up to me.
So how do you change your nonverbal communication to become more attractive? Well, the first thing you can do is to observe and study examples of good nonverbal communication. The first one that comes to my mind would be Daniel Craig in James Bond, Brad Pitt in the movies Fight Club, or in his movie Troy. Another great example is the YouTuber Elliot Hulse. He is definitely worth watching in terms of someone who has very masculine and dominant nonverbal communication. And if you want to get specifically into pickup, I'd say the best example of strong nonverbal communication would be RSD Julian or Julian Blanc. Unfortunately, all of his pickup videos have been deleted, so you can't watch him on YouTube. However, I'm currently making a video called RSD Julian versus Todd V, who has better game. And in that video, I break down infield of Julian, and I specifically explain why his nonverbal communication is so attractive. Unfortunately, I can't put that video on YouTube because RSD would get that video removed and I would probably get a copyright strike, so I can't put it on YouTube, but it will be available on my Patreon very soon. So check out the link below if you want access to that video. But in general, watch examples of good nonverbal communication and think about what is it that's making them so attractive. Think about how is it that Daniel Craig carries himself in James Bond that makes him come across as so attractive. And then you can also make a point to practice specific exercises, and you can do this at home, so you can do it even during the quarantine. Practice specific exercises that are designed to make your nonverbal communication habits change. When it comes to our body language, our eye contact, and our voice, we spend our entire lives building habits. So it's not easy to go from having a submissive voice or from not being able to make strong eye contact to, it's not easy to change that. However, if you take 2 to 4 minutes a day with exercises designed to help you improve your nonverbal communication, you can make it an automatic, unconscious habit to do those things better, to have attractive nonverbal communication. And these exercises, they might feel a little weird, a little nerdy, but they work. I've done them myself, I've noticed the difference in my own life, and they definitely have a profound impact. So here's the first exercise. Record yourself telling a story. It can be any story off the top of your head. Doesn't matter whether it's an interesting story, a boring story, or whatever. You record yourself telling this story, and then you listen to it played back. And you can record on an app on your phone. It's very easy to do. And you listen to it back and you think, okay, how am I coming across? What am I doing well? What am I doing badly? And then you record yourself again, but this time you intentionally fix all the problems that you noticed in your first recording. So if you noticed, okay, I'm coming across as pretty monotone, well, when you record yourself the second time, you speak with as much passion as possible. You act like you're in a Shakespearean play, and you get the idea. So you try to fix the issues, and then you listen to it and see how you did. And this is a process that you repeat again and again until your voice is where you want it to be. Also, if you want to make your voice deeper, you can download an app called Vocular. And what this app does is it records your voice and it tells you how deep it is. And what you do is you talk to this app 30 seconds every day, and you try to make your voice as deep as possible. And if you do this again and again, you'll notice that it does slowly get deeper. Your effort into speaking as deep as possible will slowly start to pay off. So it's definitely a useful tool for that. What about body language? If you want to improve your body language, just go to the mirror and notice how your posture looks. And then while you're looking at yourself, fix it. Make it look the way you want it to look. Put your shoulders back, put your chest out until it looks genuinely confident. And then walk around the house, just walking while intentionally focusing on keeping your posture that way. And your posture is going to want to go back to the previous habits. So you're going to have to put conscious intent into keeping your body language confident and straight. And practice this a couple minutes every day. Just spend a couple minutes exaggerating your body language to be as confident as possible. And over time, it will become an automatic habit. The exercise for eye contact is very similar. Go to a mirror and stare at yourself for 2 minutes straight. And while you're doing this, make sure to pay attention to the look in your eyes. Are you projecting confidence? Do you look nervous? And work on adjusting that over time. And this one might sound a little weird. Why would staring at myself in the mirror help me when I'm talking to an attractive girl? But it's just going to build the habit of not flinching. You'll look at yourself, you'll see a pair of eyes, and your instinct will be like, I want to look away, I want to look away. But if you make a point to hold the eye contact, it will start to become a habit that even when you're interacting with an attractive girl, you'll be able to hold the eye contact as well. So I know it might sound weird, but try it and see what happens. With all that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button, because if you don't hit the bell button, you will not be notified when I release a new video.